In artificial intelligence and machine learning, in third unit, the second topic is regression. What is meant by regression? Regression is the study of the nature of relationship between the variables so that one may be able to predict the unknown value of one variable for a known value of another variable. In regression, one variable considered as an independent variable, another variable is taken as dependent variable. With the help of regression, possible values of the dependent variable are estimated on the basis of the values of the independent variable. Utility of regression. The first one is nature of relationship. The regression analysis explains the nature of relationship between two variables. Second utility is estimation of relationship. The mutual relationship between two or more variables can be measured by means of regression analysis. The third utility is a prediction. By means of regression analysis, the value of a dependent variable can be predicted on the basis of the value of independent variable. For example, if a price of a commodity rises, then we can probably estimate the falling demand. This can be predicted by regression. The fourth one is useful in economic and business research. Regression analysis is very useful in business and economic research. With the help of regression, business and economic policies can be formulated. Differences between the correlation and regression. The first point is degree and nature of relationship. A correlation is a measure of a degree of relationship between x and y. Regression studies the nature of relationship between the variables so that one may be able to predict the value of one variable on the basis of another. Second difference is cause and effect relationship. Correlation does not always assume cause and effect relationship between two variables, but a regression clearly explains the cause and the effect relationship between two variables. Third difference is prediction. Correlation does not help in making predictions, whereas regression enables us to make predictions. Fourth one is symmetry. In correlation analysis, correlation coefficient Rxy is the measure of direction and degree of linear relationship between two variables x and y, Rxy and Ryx are symmetrical. But in regression analysis, the regression coefficients Bxy and Byx are not symmetric, whereas regression coefficients Bxy and By are not symmetric. The fourth difference is nonsense correlation. Sometimes there may exist spurious or nonsense correlation between two variables by chance, like the correlation between rising income and rising weight is a nonsense correlation, but in regression analysis there is nothing like nonsense regression. Types of regression analysis. The first type is simple and multiple regression. In simple regression analysis, we study only two variables at a time, in which one variable is dependent and another is independent. The relationship between income and expenditure is an example of simple regression. In multiple regression, more than two variables at a time, more than two variables are analyzed with respect to the time, in which one is dependent variable and others are independent variables. The study of effect of rain and irrigation on yield of wheat is an example of multiple regression. Second difference is linear and non-linear regression. When one variable changes with another variable in some fixed ratio, this is called linear regression. Such type of relationship is depicted on a graph by means of a straight line. But when one variable varies with another variable in a changing ratio, then it is referred as curvilinear or non-linear regression. This relationship expressed on a graph paper takes the form of a curve. The linear regression is represented in this manner. In linear regression, again it is classified into linear regression, dummy variable interaction. Non-linear regression is models is again classified into polynomial, square root, log, reciprocal, exponential. In linear regression, it represented by the equation y is equal to bx plus a. Here a and b are constant. This is the curved linear regression. Logistic regression. Logistic regression is one of the type of regression analysis technique which gets used when the dependent variable is discrete. Polynomial regression. The technique of polynomial regression analysis is used to represent a nonlinear relationship between dependent and independent variables. It is a variant of the multiple linear regression model except that the best fit line is curved rather than straight. This diagram represents the underfitting, just right, and overfitting. Higher degree of polynomial to get lower error, then it can result in overfitting. Always plot the relationship to see the fit and focus on making sure that the curve fits the nature of the problem.